Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. Now I need to lower my voice a little bit. I know I tend to scream a lot, but somehow I lost my voice, so I have to speak normally, like a normal human being, like you. Hehe. Okay, anyway, what the hell? I have 5 rules for you guys pertaining to the knockout. Now I know a lot of you guys are probably going to think like this is like strictly a pay-to-win content. You guys have like no chance at all, like free-to-play players have like completely no chance. This is for the most part not really true because of the 5 rules that I'm about to provide to you guys, which is going to help you climb this content, and it's not quite the same as Point War for several reasons, right? So Point War is absolutely pay to win, but that is not really true for Knockout. And one of the main reasons why is because you cannot refill for Knockout, which means that it's really about strategy in terms of how you win and how you lose as well. So that really matters a lot. So it's not like Point War where you can just spam win, and then you get like a top score or something like that. It's not the case. This is different. And the reason why I say that it's probably not pay to win is because if you've played for a long period of time, you would have Espers built, and with that, you should be able to build 2 different sets of Espers, and you should still be okay. You should still have like maybe some of the essential Espers that you need to form a strong team. It doesn't have to be like a tanky meta, it doesn't have to be like a cleavy meta. It can be whatever, it can be control team, right? That will work as well. So anyway, use your resources to your advantage. That's basically it. Okay, so now I know a lot of you guys are gonna cancel me for saying that this is not like strictly pay to win content. But let me explain, okay? Allow me to explain. So now, pointer number 1. Use and win with all your entries each week. So extending from what I just said earlier, there is a fixed limit to the number of entries you have, which means that if you're able to use all of it, you would do better in general than someone who did not use all their entries for the week. So make sure that you use up all your entries by the end of the week so that you do not waste any of it, because you will start the season with 10 knockout entry tickets. So you're not actually going to start off with like, if you stash 20 tickets in the previous week, it's going to be reset to 10 in the subsequent week. Or no, not week, but season, okay? So that's very important, point number 1. Now, point number 2, use your daily refresh limit sparingly and only use this when you need it, okay? You don't just refresh just because, oh, I'm done clearing this entire list and I just want to see what's next or whatever. No, the whole idea of using your refresh is to use it to avoid hitting low ranking targets, and I'll get into that in just a bit. But that's basically it for the second point. You're supposed to use it tactfully and not a means for you to find opponents that you can win or something like that. That's not really the goal of the refresh here. Now, pointer number 3, also another quick one. Hit only fights you know that you can win. This sounds super freaking obvious, right? But a lot of players just tend to just attack teams that they do not know whether they can win or not, or they just treat your entries like essentially worth nothing, right? But the thing is, your entries are worth a lot, so you need to use it only when you know you can win, essentially. Because the thing is, if you lose, not only are you losing points, your opponent is gaining the same amount of points that you lost, so they're absorbing your points directly, which is a pain for you. And the reason why that is a pain is because you're increasing the gap between you and that guy, not just by the amount that you lost, but also the amount that they gain. So it's a lot harder for you to climb if you're losing your fights this way. In fact, this way you would be in a situation where it's twice as hard for you to climb. So please only win your fights. If you know that you cannot win any of the fights, don't even use your entries. Wait for the next day for the daily refresh to reset and then reset again that way. I would rather you overflow tickets rather than to lose your fights. Okay, now pointer number 4, this is going to be a little bit more detailed. Okay, so for example, try to hit opponents above your rank and not below your rank. So for example, right now I'm at 0.4% and I do have 1 entry, but the thing is I'm not going to use it because all of these guys, they are currently ranked below me, so I don't feel like it is wise for me to use my entries. And why is that the case? Now, even though it might still give me the same amount of medals hitting someone who is like maybe slightly above my rank, right? It could still give me 10 medals, for example. But the reason why I do not want to do it right now is because it's not so important that you win, it is also important that your opponents lose. And the thing is, if let's say you win someone who is above you, not only are you increasing your points a little bit, you're pushing his points down as well. So that means you're narrowing the gap between you and that guy by a significant amount. And what is ideal is you overtake him. So in order for you to overtake him, not only must you win, the opponent must lose as well. So that's why it is always a good idea for you to try to attack players who are currently ranked above you and not below you. Now, pointer number 5, there are 2 parts to this, okay? So 5A, set defenses that are weird and good, but not defenses that are scary. So the thing is, it is a huge misconception that you should set your best defense, the scariest looking defense. You know, you have like R6 height, you have like R10 Nusi, you have like R15 whatever, right? Yeah, that is not the goal. Because the goal is that you want to be hit. You do not want to be avoided. And that is the catch in knockout, and that's why I say that this is not particularly strictly pay to win, because if you're fully pay to win, you have a bunch of R6 Espers, chances are no one is going to hit you at all. And that is a big problem. Now, the reason why this person, what is love, right? If you take a look at her defense, you notice that his defense is not that strong. In fact, I would say that I'll argue that this defense is not strong. It's not even competitive in 0.118. Most players in 0.118 can probably one-shot this entire team. Like, one team, done. That's it. But the reason why this team is so successful to the point where he is currently 3rd placed in the current knockout season is because of how easy this comp looks like. Like, yes, I know there's a Nusi here, but the thing is, people are looking at R0 Ether and they're like, wait, what the hell? There's like no speed lead as well, so what's the point, right? So when people are confused about your defense, and yet your defense is able to function its purpose, then this is a successful defense. And of course, if you take a look at this, right, why is the height even on slot number 2? That doesn't even make sense. Height's supposed to be in team 1 because he's R2, so his stacks actually carries on towards the next wave as well. So if you have an R2 height, it's best to put him in team 1. So yeah, his defense completely don't make sense. So the only reason why he's doing so well is because there are a whole bunch of people who are just zerging his defenses and thinking that they're gonna win because, number 1, he is ranked above them, which means that he's gonna offer them more medals if they win. And number 2, his defense is just simply a lot easier to beat. But of course that is not true because clearly his defenses are winning a lot of the other defenses that people are trying to compete against with. So this is exactly what a good defense is. It's not scary, but it's effective. And it attracts a lot of attention. And this is exactly it. Now moving on to 0.5b, it is okay for your defense to lose as long as you win more. So take a look at this, right? This is my defense. I do not have a really good defense because I am not as attractive as, like, let's say this person's defense, right? So no one is actually attacking me. For the whole day, I've waited and I've only been attacked 3 times. I've lost once, which is kind of disheartening. Yes, Dana, I hate you. But anyway, I got 2 successful defenses. So that not only makes up for the 11 points that I lost, but I instead now have a surplus of 6 points, which is great. So I welcome losses so long as more people attack me thinking that they can win, but in the end they lose. So that is the whole goal of Knockout. It's a big mind game and I like the way it's designed. Obviously, some people are going to complain that it's just auto content. But for the most part, there is a lot of thought that you would need to put into practice in order for it to do well. And it's not just about like pay to win and then you're gonna win. That's not true. So I would argue that the more resonances you have on your team, the more people would try to avoid you, which this is actually like negatively impacting like huge Omega whales here. But of course, this is just my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Maybe, you know, the whales can steadily climb throughout the entire week, but that might not be the case for, like, let's say players like What Is Love, right, for example. But who knows, maybe his stats are like completely perfect flawless relics, right? Who knows? But anyway, that's it for this video. This is just like the 5 main rules that I have for you guys in terms of Knockout and how you can excel in it and how you can climb it. And I should have said this at the start, but obviously the reason why you want to do so is so that you can get your hands on some of the legendary ability mons that this Knockout itself provides. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, if you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Derek Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.